If there's any sisters who are attending the event, please come downstairs into the main musalla. You guys can just hang around in the back, inshallah. If you're in the gym, please come to the main musalla as well. Okay. Yakin. Okay. With your attendance at the event today, inshallah, you are getting one of the seminal books for the youth in this generation, inshallah, written by our very own author and athlete right here. Please take a book, inshallah, and we'll have a read along as well in a little bit. Before we start, inshallah, the plan for the event is we'll start in a couple minutes. Inshallah, Tacko will talk a little bit about himself. We'll go over the book. Guys, if we can get you guys to settle down, inshallah. We only have him for a little bit of time before he has to leave, so we want to maximize it and make sure everybody gets a chance to interact and participate with him. If any sisters would like to come down, there's space in the back, inshallah, for you guys to come in the first floor, inshallah. Does everybody have a book? All right. Does nobody not have a, or does anybody not have a book? Oh, wait, everybody has a book. Then, inshallah, can begin. If I can ask you guys to settle down. Inshallah, we can begin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. We begin with the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, and we send salawat upon His most beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As you guys can clearly see, we have a very special guest with us today. It is a former NBA player, current athlete and author, Brother Tacko Fall. Can we get a big takbir for him? Takbir! 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 So inshallah, the way the program will be structured, we'll have a bit of time to talk about him, his life, his career. Following that, we will have a read along of his book. Then you can ask any questions, whether regarding the book or about himself personally. And then around 7 o'clock, we will head to the gym where we can, inshallah, have some meet and greet. You guys can take pictures, as well as, inshallah, see him dunk the basketball, along with shoot some hoops as well. You will not be able to play one-on-one if you guys were imagining that. But inshallah, we can begin. I don't think much of an introduction is necessary from my end. You guys are clearly here for a reason. You know who he is. But could you, if you would like, Brother Tacko, to share a bit about your story to the kids? And inshallah, we can move on from there.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, thank you for welcoming me to your home. It's both an honor and a privilege to come here and meet every single one of you and share my story. That's really all this book is about. Share my story with you, and hopefully some of you can find inspiration in it and push forward in whatever you're going to. But again, like I said, thank you for having me here. Tacko Fall here from Dakar, Senegal. Played in the NBA for a few years. Still currently playing. Live in Chicago currently. Hopefully, I love Dallas. Who knows? Maybe at some point I move here as well. I love the community. I love how welcoming you guys are. So inshallah, God willing, we'll see. Kareem and I have spoke about it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the book. Do you want to have someone volunteer to read it, or do you want to read it?
Oh, we'll get a volunteer to read it, but I guess before we
Who would want to volunteer?
I think before they do that, he
Okay.
wants to ask some questions.
Oh, you want to do the questions first? Or the book? Up to you. Okay. Go ahead.
So inshallah, we'll have some time for you guys to ask some questions, but just to get to know a bit more about Tacko. Recently, you went on Umrah with Jalen Brown, which many of you guys are familiar with. How was that experience? What did you learn about yourself, about the Deen, whatever it may be?
I was born a Muslim. I think in the past few years, I've really gotten more involved in my faith. And Jalen, a friend of mine as well, he just did his shahada. So we went to Umrah a few weeks ago with 5 other friends of ours. He's been trying to convert. He's been playing with the idea for a while. So that was the main reason why we went. But also we did the Umrah. That was my first time, and for me it was really a life changes life changing experience, and that's something that we would definitely want to do every year. Inshallah.
Another thing that I just came upon when I was like reading about you a bit more is that from what I heard, you're a 4.0 student back in high school, and a lot of these kids sometimes they look at their studies, they look at other aspects of their life, and they're like, no, I want to make the NBA. I want to just play ball, live ball, all that. So I mean, what was the importance of having a balanced perspective on life for you?
Um, I mean, it's very important how you handle yourself in anything matters. You can't say I'm going to slack off at school and be the best basketball player that I want to be as well. It takes discipline to do both. If you don't have the discipline to do the one, and when things get tough in the other part, you might still slack off. So for me, it's very important to maintain that kind of drive and discipline in every area in your life. A lot of y'all currently it's school, so make sure you take care of that. There's a lot of people who make a lot of sacrifices for you to be able to do that. So go in there and apply yourself. And it, the funny part about that is it goes by really, really fast. High school goes by fast. College goes by fast. You have the rest of your life, but all those things that you do early on really matter. So make sure you guys take care of that. That's very important.
Yeah, mashallah, that's so true. Like ihsan or excellence in one part of your life will transfer over to other parts. Another question, I mean, I think this is something that the guys will find more interesting. Um, during the NBA, was there any when you were playing with all the stars that these guys know and love? Was there any like unique interactions that really stuck out to you, whether playing or just interacting with different players, different staff, different personalities?
Okay, better. Playing in NBA, I mean, every day to me felt special. Even looking back at it, sometimes you may take it for granted because you play against people that you've looked up to for a long time. The atmosphere is amazing. Every game is really amazing. You play against the best players in the world. The level, the competition, the camaraderie in the locker room, the people that you meet. I met some of my best friends. Even Jalen, we were teammates, and now look at him. He took the shahada. Like all those things, all those good things that happen. I mean, I really, really enjoy. And you never know. I'm still young. You know, there's. I started in the NBA, went overseas for a few years. Maybe I'll go back. Maybe not. God willing, inshallah. But we'll see.
Inshallah, may Allah bring our brother Taco Fall back to the NBA as a star, inshallah. I mean, another question that some of the kids were asking: what is your thobe size?
I have no idea. This was custom. I actually had it made. A friend of ours made it for us when we went to Bahrain.
MashaAllah. I wanted to throw them a crumb. Another question, and this is for you guys. How many of you guys are Mavs fans? Dallas Mavericks fans? Any Celtics fans here? Oh, not too many. This is after the finals or before the finals? Both. Okay. I guess one question surrounding your tenure, especially in the Celtics, you were basically like a fan favorite, right? I think there was a clip where once you were brought into the game and there was like a standing ovation. It was like a blowout, but the people loved you so much that just your presence kind of electrified the crowd. What did that kind of mean to you, and how did you, I guess, transfer that positivity, that excitement around you for betterment of your playing career or betterment of the community in general?
I mean, it's a blessing. I believe all of us have something special that God has given us, and for people to kind of have that, those kind of interactions and reactions to me and cheering for me, I think is very special. Especially while I was playing, like just seeing the crowd, and um, it it gave me extra motivation. You go out there every time you go out there and you step on the court. There's people rooting for you and people who want you to succeed. And to me, it means a lot.
Jazakallah khair, thank you. Another question, and this is more so, as you mentioned, as time went on and as you kind of learned about more about yourself, you became closer to your deen and you went Umrah for the first time. Uh, how did that kind of spark happen? Because for a lot of people, they become closer to their faith either due to like a certain episode in their life or just as a gradual progression. Was there a sort of inciting moment for you where you decided that you were going to become a more devout or more dedicated Muslim?
Um, I think for me it was more gradual, and also like I said, the people that you have around you is very important, especially during this trip. You can really see the like Jalen and some of the other guys that made really good influences. That's really all you need. People to always remind you of of your deen, and when you're slacking off, hey, it's you need to do better, and that's very important. Like who you surround yourself is very important.
Okay, inshallah, we can move on to the next part of the program, which will be the book reading. Can we get a volunteer to read the book? All right, Bismillah, come.
Everyone can open their books. So get ready.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Sorry, a little nervous. My name is Tacko Fall. I am 7 feet 6 inches tall. Everyone notices me because I am one of the tallest people in the world. But I've always wanted to be known for more than just my height. I grew up in Dakar, the capital city of Senegal, in West Africa, with my mom and my younger brother, Fallou. I've always loved playing sports and games. I lived between the beach and the desert, and we played soccer in the rocky sand. It was hard to find shoes that fit me, and they were expensive, so sometimes I played barefoot. I always had fun. I learned that what matters isn't how much you have, but what you do with what you have. I liked school, but I always knew I was different. Although I had many friends, some of my classmates teased me and called me names because I was so tall. When my classmates' words made me sad, I remember when my mom told me that my ancestors were leaders and kings, and that like them, I should have courage. Her words remind me that there could be bigger things in my future, that I shouldn't be concerned about small things like teasing and name calling. There are more important goals to accomplish. My first real memory of basketball was when we lived at my grandma's house. We only had one TV in the house, and I liked to watch cartoons in the late afternoon. I remember one day when my grandma turned off my show so we could watch a basketball game. I was upset at first, but then when we watched the game together, then when I was 12, I saw a clip of my famous Dwight Howard Superman dunk. I had never seen someone jump so high. I had no words. I thought Dwight Howard was really a superhero. That was when I became interested in the basketball and the NBA. When one when one of my friends got basketball, we started going to the outdoor court, not too far from the school just to play around. It was the court where my basketball journey really started. I was discovered by a coaching group who told me my height was a blessing and that I might find success in the game. It would help me train and condition my body so that I could become a better player. On my first day, I could not run up and down the court without being completely exhausted. The first time I tried weightlifting, I could not even lift the bar, and there was no weights on it. There were so many rules about the game of basketball that I didn't understand, but I try not to let these things frustrate me to just take one step each day. The more I practiced, the more I improved. One day, my coach told me that I had the opportunity to go to high school in America. In that moment, I began to dream about one day playing in the NBA. The day I had left home, I was excited for a long time. I was wondering what it would be to get on a plane to go to America and see the tall buildings. I want to see what the hype was all about. But that excitement turned to sadness. I was leaving the airport in single when I realized that I probably wouldn't even see my little brother and my mom for a very long time. When I remembered when I had learned about having the courage I would need it. It would be 7 years before I would see my family again. I was 16 years old when I came to America. I do not speak much English, but I knew the basics from school and often tried to engage in conversations with people. TV and music helped a lot. After 1 month of practice, I was able to converse with my new friends and classmates. After 6 months, I was fluent. As my English improved, so did my skills on my basketball court. My hard work led to a scholarship, and I was going to play basketball at the University of Central Florida. Once I got to college, I practiced every day and continued to learn new skills and grow. It was a big campus, so I got around by bike. It was much too small, but it got where I needed to go. The more we won, the more people began to notice me. Became a strong basketball player. In my senior year, the team reached the second round of the NCAA tournament for the first time. Together, we had reached new heights. After the season, my focus became trying to make the NBA. Even though I improved a lot, I went undrafted. After the draft, the Celtics were the first team to reach out. I could tell you right away they were willing to help me grow both and off the court, on and off the court. I promised that I would practice hard and that I had courage, that wouldn't let anything distract me. I would do whatever it took to become a Boston Celtic and to play in the NBA. We want Taco. On October 26, 2019, I played in my first NBA game at Madison Square Garden against the New York Knicks. It was like a movie. Fans from the opposing team rarely cheer for you, but that night they cheered for me. The energy in the arena was unbelievable. I remember gradually hearing from my name from the one side of the area, "We want Taco," and then the whole crowd began to chant it. Throughout the game, I was nervous. I was dressed in my jersey, but I didn't know I was going to play. We started getting a big lead, and the crowd chanted my name more and more and more. Finally, coach told me I was going in the game. I was so nervous, but I tried to stay focused. After running up and down the court, I started to feel comfortable. They passed me the ball twice, and I missed my first two shots. On my third chance, I felt the ball was in my hands forever. It was only 1 second, but in the moment my instincts told me to dunk it, which I did, the crowd went crazy. After I scored, I felt so happy that I was living my dream and the fans appreciated me. All that hard work and put in was paying off. Now I would just embrace it and keep working. Playing the NBA has been dreams come true for me, but it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't worked hard, taken risks, and most of all, believed in myself. Always dream big, always have courage. If you do, you can rise to new heights. That's the story.
That was awesome. Alhamdulillah. It was a privilege to hear about Taco's story with him. Now, we have the privilege and the honor of asking some questions from you guys. So I know all of you guys will probably have questions, or many of you guys. So the way we'll do this, I'll throw out a question about Taco, and if you've been paying attention, you'll likely know the answer. And the first person to answer the question will get to ask the first questions. And then inshallah, we'll open it up for everyone. And we'll try to get through as many as we can. All right. First question is, where was Taco born? Okay, Yakin, it was the first one. Okay, Yakin, what's your question? You can actually have this mic. You can go around. Yakin, can you give her on the mic?
Assalamu alaikum, Taco again. As we're all growing up and as we're all students, maybe joining the professional field, whether that be sports, basketball habit, soccer habit, or going into even more like business and marketing and stuff like that. As we're all Muslims and how social media affects us today, how did you as a Muslim and somebody that probably faced adversity a lot in their life kind of overcome it, whether that be through faith or personal uh, strategies and things like that. So how did you deal with adversity within the professional scene?
Um, I mean, the first thing you gotta realize is there's always gonna be ups and downs. It's not always gonna be a smooth ride and anything that you do. So to have that mindset is like, okay, when things are good, when things are bad, I try to have the same mindset. For starters, nothing lasts forever. Secondly, what do you hold on to? Um, for me, it's my faith and it's the people that are close to me. And those things have got me going pretty much, my whole life through the ups and downs. And I try to stay pretty much at the same wavelength, never too happy, never too sad, and everything seems to work out at the end. So always, stay solid mentally, rely on your faith. If you have close ones that love you, always make sure that you have them close, and everything will work out at the end. That's my philosophy.
All right. The next question will go to the person who can answer this question. Just say it as fast as you can. Don't need to raise your hand or anything. What is Tacko's number? Okay. That was actually a mistake. Okay. Uh, Again, another question. This time, stand up and say it, and then I'll just pick someone who stands up. No, no, no. If you stand up, you have to answer. Okay, what's the answer? What's the answer? What, you don't know the question, right? No, that's not the question anymore. How many times did Tacko go to Umrah before he went with Jalen Brown? That's a good answer. You should have stand up, though. Stand up quickly. Quickly, before someone else. You gotta stand up. Okay, all right. What's your question?
What type of dunk did you do when you dunked it in the book?
What kind of dunk? I think it was a lob. It was a lob from round one. Yeah, it was a lob. Yeah.
Okay, let's have a deeper question next time. Next question. What was the last team Tacko played for? Stand up, but you got it. Okay, come. I'll get you next.
Salam alaikum, Tacko. Well, before I ask my question, I just want to say that, I've been a Celtics fan for the past 8, 9 years, and I'm not going to lie. Back in the COVID day, I was repping your jersey, and then whenever I saw you on the court, I was going crazy for you back then. But, as much as this isn't a personal question, ever since, as you know that we, the Celtics, I'm not playing for the team, but the Celtics beat the Mavericks in the finals. How do you feel for Jalen Brown winning the Eastern Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP? And even though you're not on the team, is there anything else that, as I know you don't play for them, but are there any hard feelings against the Celtics as a franchise, or you still rock with them until
Yeah,
the day you die?
I could never have any hard feelings against Boston. That's still home for me. I was actually at the finals. I'm really close to the organization still. I'm really close to the guys. I always be rooting for them, regardless of if I play against them. It's a different story. But other than that, I'm always rooting for Boston. And Jalen and I are really, really close friends. He's almost like a brother to me. So I was really proud of him to see everything he has accomplished this year. But all of those, when you look at it, it's a huge deal. But Jalen is such a good individual and a smart individual. It's like that's really what really stands out with him, and it resonates, with people that he has around him. So, like Boston, like I say, I would never have any hard feelings for Boston, for sure. Yeah, I think so.
This is a question I've been thinking about for a while. During your time at the NBA, what is the hardest amount of pressure? What's the most hardest amount of pressure that you have to? what's the hardest pressure that you had to face? And more importantly, if you did face that pressure, how would you take it on? How would you take it head on during the MBA? And what was your experience, and how would you teach that to others?
That's a great question. Personally, the biggest pressure that I felt in the NBA was the pressure of expectations. Um, expectation for myself and expectations from others. My path to the NBA was kind of hard, but I came into the NBA kind of with a certain level of like popularity and certain level of hype. And in the beginning, just being so young, it can make you really, really nervous. So that was a lot of pressure. So like I said, the pressure of expectations, and also I expected a lot from myself. I wanted to come in. I know my path was going to be hard, but I wanted to come in and prove myself and play and contribute and accomplish a lot while I was in the NBA, which I knew was going to be hard. So that was more added pressure. Looking back at it, I didn't need to have all those pressures upon me. I could have just went and have fun, enjoy the moment, stay. I knew what I was and who I am and what I'm capable of, and focus on those things and try to get better every day. And when opportunity comes, which it will come for sure, take advantage of those opportunities and do the best that I can.
In tangent to that question, I think I heard it from DeJounte Murray, where he mentioned that like there was obviously a lot of temptations around the NBA. Obviously, you're someone who's popular, who has status, mashallah, and you're part of a group that's very high status within the country. Were there ever any temptations or trials that you had to really struggle against during your time in the NBA or even now?
Always, always, especially you in the world where there's temptations every day. And nobody's perfect, but like I said, you always have to the people that you surround yourself with and the foundation that you have will always pull you back to where it's like, okay, I know I'm kind of straying a little bit, so let me get back on track. And the people that you have around you is very important.
Okay. The next question. Remember, you have to stand up and say it. And forgive me if I make a mistake in saying who's first. I'm trying my best. Where does Taco live now? Okay. Ziad kind of stood up first, basically.
Assalamu alaikum, Taco. My question was, I know when a lot of us are playing, we get hot-headed and we start swearing and stuff. Was this an issue for you, and how do you deal with things not going your way when you're playing?
I didn't hear the first part.
Like, I know a lot of us when we're playing, we get hot-headed, we start swearing. How do you keep a level head when you're playing against such good competition?
How do you keep a level head when you play against such a good competition? Just confidence. Confidence, like I said, is always playing the game of basketball. You're never going to play a perfect game. So there's going to be ups and downs, even within the game. But you always just got to believe in yourself, believe in the abilities that God gave you. And that's really what separates the good, the bad, the good, and the greatest. It's just their mentality. In the NBA, everyone is good. Everyone can play. That's why they are in the NBA. But what really separates a lot of us is our mentality.
In the book, there's the phrase "We want taco." Which arena does this occur in? Stand.
Who was the hardest person you had to guard?
Joel Embiid.
The answer was Joel Embiid. You guys didn't play against him, so I don't know if you can argue. Okay, the next question. We talked about the last team that Taco played for. What team or what country does he play basketball in now? We'll do.
Mr. Taco for all the legend. I had actually two quick questions. First question was, you said you're close with Jalen Brown and stuff. How's your relationship with JT and stuff?
Very close too. Um, Kim, Jalen, and Grant, and that's when he was still on the team. Like those guys were the closest people that I was. I was close with everyone, but those guys really.
Yes.
Yeah.
One another quick question was, some people are still favoring Jalen Brown over JT. What's your opinion? Who do you think is better? Yeah, you're gonna have to pick one.
You're trying to put me on the spot. Both of them are amazing players. Both of them are the best of the best. Like,
You gotta pick one.
yeah, Jalen, and to me, once I get upset, but it, it kind of, I don't like when you go online and like you see people trying to compare them or people trying
Yeah,
to, like put them against each other.
yeah.
And both of them are amazing players, and the fact that they won the championship this year have proven a lot of people wrong, and they're gonna keep doing that. They're just very young, really, really amazing people,
Yeah.
very talented basketball players, and they will accomplish so much in the
Do
league
you
for
still
sure.
talk to both of them daily, or?
Not daily, but every now and then. Jalen more so than Jason, but I do still talk to him. I texted JT not too long ago. I spoke to Jalen maybe a couple days ago.
All right, thank
Uh, what was your craziest shot you ever took, like in all your seasons? Like, what was the craziest shot you ever took?
The craziest shot that I ever took, I think we were playing against Orlando, and I set a screen, and instead of rolling to the basket, I just stayed at the 3-point line. And they gave me the ball, and I just shot it. The ball hit the backboard and went in. And coach afterwards, he was like, I know in his mind he didn't think that I was going to take that shot, but I actually did and doubled down. The next play, I got the ball again at the 3-point line, but I didn't shoot it. I just drove it in and dunked it, and they just thought it was funny. They didn't think I was going to do that. But, yeah. You did. Okay.
Okay. Mini question in between you guys. We used to see like the U.S. dominate in basketball in the Olympics and international play, but in recent years, the competition has become much more fierce. And you being someone who's an international player, what do you think has led to this kind of surge in basketball across the world?
I mean, the game being global, you've had, as the years went by, the level was just starting to rise international. They've always had good players, but obviously the talent in the NBA is just so much greater. But now you have a lot of international players who are playing in the NBA, who are having the same amount of competition, because it's all about who you play against on a daily basis, which is in return like raising that level. And I think it's just gonna keep growing every year, especially in Africa. Like there's so much raw talent in Africa. It's just they didn't they don't have the resources that most people have around the world. But now that it's starting to change, you're going to see more and more people giving the USA a challenge, which you're seeing now.
All right. If we can keep like the side chatter, we only have like 10, 15 more minutes here. Here. Afterwards, you can talk all you want. But since he's given us the time and he's come all the way here, just give him a little bit of respect when he's speaking, especially. Okay. For the next question, I want to ask a taco question. I'll ask INT question, just to mix it up a little bit. Who was the Imam of IANT before Imam Shpendim and before Imam Asif and Imam Majid? Raise. Okay. Okay. Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum, Tacko. My name is Ibrahim. I had a quick question. I just want to know what was your most favorite moment in the NBA in your whole entire year, all seasons?
My favorite moment in the NBA. My first game is up there, for sure, because you play in Madison Square Garden, New York, the fans, amazing. The bubble year, I really enjoyed it because I got to really bond with a lot of my teammates. That's where Jalen and I really got close. We made it to the conference finals, and to me, that experience was really was yeah. So those two, I believe, yeah.
Okay, next question. Think fast. How tall is Taco Fall? You in the UPL jersey.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, Tacko Fall. You said you played soccer before, and I play soccer a little bit. And I was just wondering, who's your favorite soccer player?
Messi.
Okay, that really riled you guys up, huh? Okay, next question. Where does Taco live currently? Who said Chicago? Oh, you already answered. He also. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he doesn't live in China anymore. Did I ask? I don't think so. Oh, my bad, guys. Okay. All right, sit down, sit down, sit down. What year was Taco born in? Oh, nobody got it right. Oh, no, new question, new question, new question. Oh, fine.
Assalamu alaikum, Taco. I was wondering if you could palm this basketball real quick.
Okay. Okay. No requests and questions. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do this. First person just to stand up and touch their head gets to ask a question. And the black thobe. Come.
Assalamu alaikum. My question is, do you enjoy doing other hobbies other than basketball?
I mean, right now basketball takes pretty much most of my time, as far as like training and everything else. And other than that, I just try to spend as much time as I can with my family. Yeah.
This should actually be an easy question. Remember, stand up all the way and answer clearly. What university did Taco play for? Oh, if you already asked a question, you can't ask. Both of you, I'll give it to you.
What is your shoe size?
$11 times 2.
Oh. Okay. Okay, guys, settle down real quick. Inshallah, the next question. Which round was Taco drafted in?
Since you're like kind of tall, what car do you drive? Since you like can't fit in a normal one.
A SUV.
Which one?
A Cadillac.
All right.
Whose Ferrari is outside? Anyway. Okay, guys. Next question. Next question. I already asked what team he last played for. What was the first team he played for? Both. Let's do you and then you.
This is kind of a dumb question. What's your favorite soccer team? What's your favorite soccer team?
My favorite soccer team?
Yeah.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
I must.
All right, hot topic. LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Guys, settle down. Settle down.
Well, I have so my opinion on that is you can't really compare two people who never played against each other. I think Michael Jordan's impact on the game is just so grand that it's hard for people to say LeBron James is the GOAT because it's Michael Jordan. But if LeBron came before Michael Jordan, what would you say? If Michael Jordan was LeBron right now and LeBron did what Michael Jordan did, you would say LeBron James is the GOAT. Yeah, so
That's actually a very unique perspective. I haven't heard that before. All right. Inshallah, we will take a question. We have about 3 minutes left in here. So whoever didn't get to ask a question yet, just raise. Okay, salam, brother.
Can you, in NBA and professional basketball, what was your work ethic as, schedule of working out and going through that hard work? Can you go through a little bit about it?
yeah, I mean in the in the NBA. So once I got to the NBA, I think actually I would say this: before I got to the NBA, I thought I was working hard, but I don't think I really knew what hard work was until I got to the NBA. The regimen, watching, making sure you work out right, you rest right, all those things are important. Even during the summer, there is no break. Like I wake up every day. My first workout is at 6 a.m. Go to the weight room. I do basketball. Sometimes rest a little bit, go back to basketball. Now it's kind of hard because, like I said, I want to spend as much time with my family, but I still wake up every morning, lift as much as I can. Especially as you start to get older, taking care of your body is very important. So you try to lift, do a lot of mobility work, and basketball. The older you get, as you know your game more, you know what you need to work on. But it's always consistent, regardless of whether you're in season or not.
Okay, guys, I'll just remind you guys again, please, especially when he's talking, he's trying to share his experiences with you guys. So just settle down a little bit. We're almost wrapping up. If honestly, I know you guys. Huh? Till 7? Okay. All right. Then the next question. These will be just general, since I'm kind of exhausting Tacko's biography. Um, let's see. Which NBA team has the most championships? Okay.
Can you send this ball?
Just pick people. Okay. Oh, sorry. I actually deeply apologize. I have been neglecting the sister side. Do any of the sisters have any questions? Yakin, can you take it there?
Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to ask, what were the factors that led you to come to the decision to leave your home to come to the United States? What made it seem like worth that long journey and the sacrifice that you made?
For me, it was all about better opportunities for really my family, my mom and my mother and my little brother. We grew up in ways that I would say was a little bit unfortunate. I wanted to change that for her, and I wanted to, give my little brother a better situation. And it was hard. I left home at, 16 years old to have a better future and better opportunities for myself and for them. And alhamdulillah, it worked out. But it was definitely a big sacrifice. To this day, I feel like I have missed out a lot on seeing my little brother growing up and spending time with my mother, but I think at the end of the day, it was all worth it. And now we have a growing family, wife, and my kids, and everybody's healthy. So, like I said, alhamdulillah, everything worked out.
If you had to pick, what would your least favorite NBA team be?
My list. My least NBA team. I really don't have a least favorite one. Um, it's some cities that I may say I didn't really like going to, but mm, not teams, cities. It's funny because my list, I ended up playing for one of the cities that I didn't really like, which was Cleveland. But other than that, the organization in Cleveland is amazing. So it ended up being a kind of a joyful experience too.
How old were you when you started playing basketball?
I was 16 years old.
Salam, is there any NBA team that you wanted to play for but didn't get to play for?
The Spurs. They just, I don't know if you will pick up. They just won the championship. So, they just won the Olympic. I'm sure they're celebrating right now. And Jalen is in Bahrain right now. Can I guard Kyrie? Nobody can guard Kyrie.
Okay, we'll do one more question. Oh, inshallah. And, yeah. Wait for the mic.
LeBron, no, I do not.
All right. What's your favorite food? I know. In Texas or in general?
Barbecue? I love brisket. I'm sure you probably know the best briskets.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I just wanted to ask, what was your favorite moment during the Umrah trip?
My favorite moment during the Homer? I would say the people that I have met during the trip and how much we've bonded. To me, that was the most amazing part of the trip. Like how Allah brought us all together for this really special moment. Jalen did his Shahada. I got to go to Mecca for the first time, and to me that was just a life changing experience. And those people are like my brothers for life now, and that's something that I think I would cherish for the rest of my life.
We have a question from the sisters.
How old are you?
28.
Last two questions, guys. Okay. No more requests. Okay, we have the order finalized.
All right, Assalamu alaikum. Who is your favorite basketball player besides yourself? And is there someone you look up to in the NBA right now or who has played before?
My favorite player and someone that I look up to is really Tim Duncan. I just love how humble he was, how he carried himself, and also he was, regardless of how humble he was still a beast on the court, and that kind of still that resonates with me.
All right, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Tacko. Thank you so much for being here. We're really glad you could honor us with your presence today. Really just wanted to end off with two questions. I think it's a question that I was curious about, but I think many would probably be curious about as well. As what's your favorite surah? And the other question is, why do you wear the number 99?
My favorite surah is Ikhlas. Why I wear 99 is because I wanted to be close to God wherever I was, especially when I was playing basketball. And wearing 99 was, for me, the best way to do that. Having, Allah has 99 names, so I put 99 on the back of my jersey. And regardless of what happens in the court, I can look down, look at the number, and be like, he's with me, I'm not alone. It kind of alleviates a lot of pressure, to be honest. Yeah.
Takbir. Takbir.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay, with that, we're going to end the Q&A session, inshallah. Tacko's going to meet everyone in the gym, the brothers. If you want to head down there right now,
Make sure you sit down. Nobody's going to the gym right now. Make sure you stay here. We'll release people from the musalla.
Can we do a group picture?
Yeah. If you want to get in the group picture, memorialized with Tacko at INT, come to the front. Group picture, and then inshallah we'll release to
We're
the gym.
going to do it in the middle, guys. So everyone go to the middle where the camera is, and we'll take a picture. But before that,
Oh, yeah. Safe.
so I need you guys in the middle. So if you guys all go to the middle, that'll be great, inshallah. So everyone go to the middle where the camera is, and then I need you guys to hold your books too. So everyone back up. Listen to Brother Sam.